It's been 2 months since I first got my hands on Sony's XM4 buds. I've used them pretty much daily, so were they worth the high price tag? What did I love about them, and what really disappointed me? We'll find out shortly. I'll throw affiliate links in the description below so you can check their price in real time. I bought these with my own money and my wallet cried when I did, so let's hope that they were worth it. I'm Mark and I'm back to let you know what's worth buying before you buy it, so let's get into the review. So, my opinion on build quality hasn't changed at all since I first unboxed these, which is, I can confirm, a good thing. They're far more compact than the XM3 buds to start with. The eggshell-like finish hasn't had a single scratch as far as I can see, and they're light and pocket friendly. The shape of the buds is a vast improvement from the XM3 buds too, which not only made you look like Shrek when you had them in your ears, but they just weren't secure enough for anything other than a very light jog. And just as a heads up, these only ship with foam ear tips now, which might take some getting used to, but they will undoubtedly provide a better seal for ANC and sound quality. Then all you've got to do is throw in the fact that they are IPX4 sweatproof, and apart from wishing the buds themselves were just a little bit more compact, there's very little else to complain about here. So, 2 months later, yes, I would still give these the exact same score for build quality and design that I would have given them when I unboxed them, a 9 out of 10. I found myself just grabbing these buds for my daily use over other buds just more and more, simply because they fit in my pocket. And plus, it goes without saying that these are a huge upgrade over the XM3 in terms of pure design. And so far, the battery life on these sees me only needing to charge them around once every 2 weeks, either through the USB-C port on the back of the case or using a wireless charging pad. Now, numbers-wise, Sony promise 8 hours playback in a single listening session and 24 hours overall when you factor in the case, which is pretty average for true wireless earbuds these days. However, during the last couple of months, I've easily achieved 9.5 hours of playback with ANC on and almost 30 hours playback in total. Those figures put them above the Bose Quiet Comfort buds and the XM3 buds, which do have higher battery life estimates provided by Sony, but actually fell short by a reasonable amount during my real-world testing. So that's going to be an 8 out of 10 for battery life. They still don't best other competitors at this price point by a huge margin, and budget buds can still easily best these figures, but they have provided more than enough longevity for my daily use without question. Okay, fit and comfort. I've got to be honest, when I first put them in my ears, I was incredibly skeptical I'd ever achieve a secure, comfortable fit. Why? Well, firstly, all sizes of the foam tips in the box felt way too bulky to stay in my ears, and no, there's no silicone tips provided. That meant for the first week, at least, I had to squish each ear tip between my finger and thumb before putting the earbuds in my ears, which isn't exactly ideal or convenient. Fortunately, the foam tips have softened up a little through regular use, meaning I now no longer need to go through that newfound pinching ritual, and I did eventually achieve a secure enough fit for working out. But one thing that most definitely hasn't changed in the last 2 months is that these buds are very bulky, even though they may not look it at first. Not only are they pretty thick and protrude out of your ear a reasonable amount, which I can forgive, but they actually ask for a lot of vertical space in your ears. As you can see here, my ears literally don't have space for that extra height, meaning they kind of hang out my ears awkwardly at an awkward angle, and I end up getting ear fatigue pretty fast. Whilst they're no doubt an improvement over the XM3 buds in terms of a secure fit, I still can't justify anything more than a 6 out of 10 for fit and comfort here, as first of all, my experience with them straight out of the box was pretty awkward, and though they're nice and secure now, I wouldn't personally describe them as comfortable, with ear fatigue setting in a little bit too fast for my liking. Of course, bear in mind that fit and comfort is subjective, as your ears are going to be different to mine, but what I will say is that they also lost a point in my rating here, because if you have smaller ears, don't bother with these. They literally won't stay in, if you can even get them in at all. Okay, it's time for another mic test, Jim's review room style, because clearly that guy knew what he was talking about. Hopefully he'll come back one day, but that's another matter entirely. What we are talking about is the call quality on these, the XM4 buds. Are they good? You guys tell me. I haven't listened to this recording yet. It's a little bit windy at the moment. I've got some cars going past every now and then. So how well do they isolate my voice? How much background noise can you hear? I mean, that van that went past was pretty loud. So I'll have a listen to this and let you know. But before I do that, I'm going to record another sample on the Bose Quiet Comfort buds, another pair of very expensive buds, to see whether they're better or worse, basically. So I'm going to get them in and let's test them right now. And here are the Bose Quiet Comfort buds. I'm still not entirely sure how I feel about how they look, and I've had them quite a while. Sometimes I think they look pretty cool, sometimes I think they look like a Bluetooth headset from the 90s. Let me know your opinion on that if you want, but what we're talking about is mic quality. So I listened to the Sony XM4 buds back. Sounded pretty good. Not the best thing I've ever heard, but we'll see if these can best them when I get back and listen to these, which I'm going to do now. Okay, we're back, and I've got to say that the mic quality on the XM4s, coupled with their background noise reduction, is awesome. Granted, awesome doesn't mean perfect, because compared to the Bose buds, the XM4 definitely sound more muffled. However, they don't let in nearly as much background noise, so there is a very appealing bright side there. This was a tough one, but I decided to settle on a 7 out of 10 for mic quality, the same as I gave the Bose buds, as though the XM4s do eliminate more background noise, clarity on my voice suffered as a result. To try and seal the deal here, Sony has once again brought almost everything to the table in terms of next-gen specs. We've got Bluetooth 5.2 for a stronger, more stable connection and more efficient power consumption, both of which I can vouch for over the last 2 months. Though there's no aptX, you are getting LDAC instead for the streaming of high-res audio files, as well as the return of DSEE Extreme, which upscales your average quality audio files. So yes, the potential for the highest quality audio in true wireless earbuds is definitely here, if you have an Android device and a subscription to a high quality audio streaming service. We've also got mono mode, auto pause and play, and great touch controls. However, it is sad to see a lack of multi-point pairing at this price. Audio-visual lag for everything from YouTube to Netflix is null and void, as these apps will automatically compensate for any delay. However, for smartphone gaming, you are going to notice some lag creep in. And obviously, this high price point nets you full control of the Sony Headphones app, which features adaptive sound control, speak to chat, ambient sound control, ear tip fit tests, touch control customization, power saving settings, and of course, a custom equalizer, which will definitely come in handy later. A lot of these are set and forget settings, but it goes without saying that the ability to customize these buds completely to your own personal liking is a huge win here for us. But what about ANC and ambient mode? Well, let's hand things over to Past Mark and find out. So I've been sitting here by a busy road now for quite a while, just like normal people do. Just testing the ANC of the Bose Quiet Comfort buds and the Sony XM4 buds. So, which is better? Well, let's talk about the XM4 first. Great active noise cancellation, seriously good. The only problem is, at the moment, while I'm sitting here, there is a constant, quiet but audible hiss the whole time. I don't know if that's because there is constant traffic going past and it can't quite catch that and kill that hiss, or if it's there all the time. So I will test that in a quiet room when I get home. However, the Bose do not have any type of hiss at all. All I can hear is the cars going past, and that's it. In terms of which pair of buds reduce the sound of cars going past the best, the XM4 definitely win. The Bose definitely bleed in more of that traffic noise, and it's certainly the higher frequency of the car sound, they let that in a lot more. So they're not as strong, not as powerful active noise cancellation, but we're not talking by much, and they have no hiss, whereas we've got better active noise cancellation on the XM4 buds, but then I'm getting a hiss. So I will test that some more before I let you know. But in terms of ambient mode, again, very, very close between them. but the XM4 just sounds a little bit more realistic somehow. I don't know if it's because they can recreate the feeling of sound coming from different directions a little bit more. That's what it feels like. But they both sound, sorry, there's no active noise cancellation for that noise. They both sound very realistic, and almost the Sony sounds like I don't have buds in and I'm actually using my own hearing, not that they're being bypassed through a piece of technology, so that's pretty unreal. Anyway, we'll get back to talking usability and functionality. I'll let you know how the XM4's hiss is with ANC on in a quiet room. It might just be this environment that they experience that in, and I'll give you my final score for this round. Now, I did test the XM4 buds in a quiet room, and I can confirm there's no constant hiss with ANC on. So in that particular test, there must have been a specific frequency that in that environment it struggled to cancel out, which the Quiet Comfort buds handled just fine. However, the XM4 undoubtedly handles higher frequencies much better, like cancelling out the sound of voices, sirens, external music. And they just about best the Bose Quiet Comfort buds overall in terms of noise cancellation, but I have to say, we're not talking huge margins here. It has got to be a 9 out of 10 for the XM4 buds when it comes to functionality and usability, with the XM4s only dropping a single point for a lack of multi-point pairing, which is a little bit disappointing. Otherwise, the XM4 buds throw the absolute kitchen sink at these, which is exactly what I'd expect at this price. Okay, here's the big one, sound quality, but it might not be the clean sweep you'd expect, so strap yourselves in for this one. Make sure you're following me on my personal Instagram and Twitter. Don't forget to hit subscribe before YouTube recommends you another Davey504 video, and let's talk sound quality. Now, sound quality wise, I firstly got to say that the stock sound signature straight out of the box, unequalized, didn't really blow me away when it probably should have. Of course, it's Sony, so we're getting a noticeable bass boost here, something which sounds great for EDM, pop, rap and hip hop, even despite highs sounding very absent. But when it comes to rock, classical music, acoustic or any genre with little to no bass, the sound signature does these genres very little justice, leaving them sounding a little hollow, especially at louder volumes. However, once equalized using the headphones app, things do improve, but not as much as I would like, as treble is underemphasized, meaning mids reign just unequivocally supreme on tracks with very little bass. My natural reaction was to correct that via the equalizer settings, and whilst that did make them more present, the treble still lacked the sparkle and fidelity I would expect at this price. Soundstage, on the other hand, is some of the best you'll hear in true wireless earbuds. Of course, nothing worth comparing to over-ear ANC headphones, but the separation of instruments and vocals is definitely there, and you do begin to get some semblance of certain sounds coming at you from different directions. Despite the stock sound signature giving me a reason to nitpick, there's no denying that these are still some of the best buds when it comes to sound quality, especially when you tinker with the equalizer settings. Hence why they're getting a solid 9 out of 10 for sound quality. Now, even though over-ear headphones will always offer superior sound quality, that doesn't take away from the fact that these are one of the best true wireless earbuds you can buy right now for sound quality. So the scores are in, and the Sony XM4 buds scored a 48 out of a possible 60, which is a solid 8 out of 10 overall. The pros are a compact case with future-proof specs, exceptional ANC and sound quality with a companion app that offers us total control. The cons are mic quality could still be better, fit is questionable, and we're still not getting multi-point pairing. Now, the main headline here is that yes, these are the king of true wireless earbuds right now, just not by a huge margin. So if you do have the Quiet Comfort Buds Momentum 2 or the 85T by Jabra, there's certainly no reason you should be jumping ship unless there's something really specific you like about these. In terms of upgrading from the XM3, if the XM4 fit like an absolute dream, I'd say yes, it's a no-brainer decision, but from my perspective, the only reason to upgrade is if you want a more compact case and slightly better fitting buds, that's probably the only reason to consider that purchase decision. But now that you've watched this video, you should probably check out the competition at this price first if you haven't already by clicking here, or click here to check out the top 5 best budget true wireless earbuds. Trust me, your wallet will thank you. So pick one of those and I will see you in the next video.